Do you think it was helpful for you to have already been organized as a group in response to that 2015 situation? It sounds like you already had some systems in place, some ways of addressing issues so that you weren't starting your work in response to this most recent onslaught. What role do you think being already organized as a parent group helped to sort of minimize the amount of time it would take for you to successfully mount your counter campaign?
I'm going to tell you something that my daddy said all the time, and I call my daddy a country genius. He said, stay ready, don't get ready.
Come on, sir.
And
Come on.
and when that incident happened, the ladies that found the organization, they got ready, and by the time this came up, we were ready, we were organized, we were connected, and that's the really big thing is we were connected, we were in relationship with one another, and we could take our relationship with one another to the community, and
That
that's
I
and
think
that's what it is.
I really want to highlight that. If you get nothing else out of this conversation, y'all, I need you to be clear about what this brother just said. They weren't creating themselves to respond to the latest and greatest incident. Now, yes, it sounds like, based on the origin story, you were formulated in response to an incident, but it was the consistency in meeting and engaging and organizing and being a proactive group who wasn't just reacting to situations, but you were creating the foundation needed so that when situations show up, you already have a team in place. You already have a system in place for how to evaluate these issues. And I cannot understate the importance of that enough. We often have this belief that we send our kids to school and the school got it. Like, we good, we'll show up to the PTA meeting and they got it. But when it comes to our children in these communities, whether you're in an all Black district or not, because we got some all Black districts here in New York, where quite frankly, they are run by non-Black people, even though it's all Black people in the school district. So it does not matter what your school district looks like when it comes to advocating on behalf of Black children. It cannot be that we only do so piecemeal. There really does have to be a more proactive nature and approach to this effort. Talk to us about the results. You guys, there was this effort to ban the books. You guys, that effort ran into your Stonewall, your wall of mamas and daddies who was organized and coming together. Talk with us about what the victory looked like and how you were able to ultimately reject this effort at banning books and what ripple effects that may have created.
So it doesn't show up as anything grandiose. There's no ticker tape parade when it happens.
Right.
It is simply they have to hang their head and they have to walk away. What it did was, for us, it put some wind in our sails, right? It said, hey, look, we can do this. We can have a positive effect on change. And we had a victory that maybe we should or shouldn't have gotten given the systems in place, but we got it. It didn't mean that the fight was over. It galvanized, I hate to say the other side, but it galvanized people who disagreed with our thought. And that's what it did. It did the same for us. It did the same for us. It showed us, hey, look, we did this. Now we need to keep pushing. We need to keep connecting. We need to keep growing. And we need to be about the business of our children, because why else are we here as parents?
So, Mr. McNary, would it be a bridge too far to say that having successfully completed this effort, that you have realized the time is not now for disbanding and that you must actually continue being proactive? I mean, would that be, is that being too presumptuous, or is that an accurate reflection of your collective understanding of how you are going to address the next round of issues?
Oh, we are actively addressing the next round of issues on a regular basis. We have regular meetings with our group. We are always organizing, working, planning, and preparing. And the biggest part of it is staying connected. It is all about connection. And let me tell you something. This whole deal of connection. My baby just woke up. She's coming over here. The biggest part of connection is that when Black folks from Africa originally were brought here on ships, they were disconnected. They were put with people who didn't speak the same language or believe the same things. And that disconnection is what allowed us. It's the reason that Native Americans were no longer used as slave labor, because they were too connected to the land and their people were there to come get them and rescue them. Connection is the key. to getting any of this done, because no one is an island unto themselves.
That's
No
right.
one's going to get it done. There's nobody in a cape with superpowers from the red sun to come save us. We have to be normal people. We have to show up and show out, and we got to do that together. And that I think is what people don't realize is what fuels and creates the structure for this to happen. It's not that we are just mythical people, because Black folks are often referred to in mythical terminologies. I mean,
That's right.
we hear it all the time, and it's very complimentary. We stand on the shoulders of giants. We're not Greek mythological characters. We are people.
We
And
aren't even African mythological characters.
no, because I've never heard about African giants. Maybe I need to read more, but no. But for me, we are people, and the human condition requires connection. People talk about like the needs of people is food, shelter, and water, but that fourth need is love. And love comes in an array of relationships. It could be a father and a daughter. It can be two people who connect intellectually over a random topic like me and you right now, because we agree on this. This is relationship. This is how things are built. This is how things are just sustained. And without connection, nothing happens.